Hi everyone, today I'm back with a video and it is another ink video. Specifically, I'm talking about Iroshizuku Momiji today. But let's not wait until we see the ink. Let's go to the shot right now. Okay, here we have a close-up of one of my favorite inks of the Iroshizuku lineup, and that is Momiji. I sometimes say Momiji to make fun of it, but I really do love this ink. And this ink is a pinky red. It shows up quite red on camera, but it is fairly pink. I have actually heard people call it a pink. I would say it's still a red, but that's just personal opinion, I guess. I guess you can just argue both ways. And it's one of my favorites. So I love all the sheeny Iroshizuku inks. I love the Yamaburo, Tsusuji, Momiji. Tsukiyo is okay. I've tried Konpeki. Konpeki is not my favorite because it's so washed out. But Momiji is my current favorite. So I've had this ink for, I think, over a week in this TWSBI Eco with a broad nib. And it's lovely. It's one of my favorite pens to use in my journal at the moment, even though I have very interesting pens inked up, as you can see. This Eco is just taking the cake because it has Momiji in it. Momiji is, as I said, a red pinky ink that sheens and has this goldenish sheen. So when you write with it, you can see that clearly, especially when you use Tomoe River, and I love using Tomoe River. I've been trying to show you off the sheen on camera, but it's very hard. So here on the edges is definitely some sheen, but I can't really seem to show you. Oh, there it is. Here. What I will do is upload some pictures on the interwebs to add to this video. Okay, this is of course a very clear example of sheen. So this is Tomoe River, which is great at showing sheen, and it is a whopper. And this is 68 GSM Tomoe River, not the thinner Tomoe River. And I've been using the thinner Tomoe River on as a journal, and it sheens even more. So I love this. This is a Rhodia, and there's definitely some sheen on Rhodia, but it's just harder to capture somehow, maybe because the paper is so white. Anyway, I would say this is a fairly wet ink, and especially on Tomoe River, it takes quite some time to dry. Now, I don't mind that, but if you like jotting down quick notes, I don't think this is the ink to do that. You do need to let it dry for a little bit. On Rhodia, it flows well. It can have some shading, but I would not say this is a very shady ink. I'll write this down for you. Shading is not much. Sheen is high. And I'd say wetness is medium to high. Honestly, there is no ink for me that is too wet. I love wet inks. What I can say is that you need to let it dry a little bit. Dries faster on Rhodia than on Tomoe River. As you can see, I extended the test here again, and still did not really make that much of a difference. I think if you wait a minute, it will be dry, but I don't think it's for quick, fast writing at all. On Rhodia, I think after 30 seconds, it will be almost dry. But yeah, it is an ink that really takes time to dry. I want to do water tests for you guys. I'm also going to try and show you some shading if I can. As you can see here, the upstroke is a little lighter, the downstroke is a little darker, but there is not that much. You have some here, but it's very, very minimal. So I would say don't get this for shading ink, get this for sheening ink. Anyway, I will prepare the water test for you guys. I'm going to do this differently than other times because the last times I did it on the swatch. I will do it on some writing now to make it more of a mirror of what would happen in real life, because you don't swab, you write. So I'll be right back with the water test. Okay, water. Let's just drip some on the writing. Rub it around a little bit. And then I shall wipe it off. So this is the Rhodia one. So if you can, as you can see, it does not completely slide off the page. It does come off somewhat, but it's not disappointing to me. I've had worse results with some inks. And let's go for the other side. So this paper might react a little differently because it is Tomoe River, and generally that is fairly smooth, and smooth paper might mean that it lies on top of the paper a little more. But still not terrible. I'm dipping some paper into the water, see if it gets worse if I do that. So it doesn't completely disappear, as you can see. It is by no means waterproof, of course. Let's do the same on here. So I think if you have a lot of water that falls onto your page, it might just wash out. A few drops won't wash it out completely, but it will basically ruin your writing, as you can see. These samples were written a couple of days ago, so it's not like the ink was still wet in any way. So yeah, just be aware with this ink. It is not waterproof. It doesn't say it's waterproof, so there's nothing wrong with this. But just make sure that you don't use this for things you really need to archive or keep. Anyway, that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video of this lovely, lovely ink. It's one of my favorites, and maybe you can get like a sample vial like this of this ink to try out. I will see you next time. Hope you enjoyed. Bye bye.